How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. We are just a quarter of the way through the season here, and the Reds sitting at 20-23. It's been an eventful season so far, to say the very least. The Reds right now currently sit ranked second in the league in home runs, sixth in the league in batting average as a team, and believe it or not, even with the way these last couple weeks have felt, they still rank amongst the top 10 in each of those respective categories over the past 2 weeks. Now, of course, they've had their big games where they put up double-digit runs, but hey, I mean, doesn't every team? That's just kind of how, sports baseball works there. And at the quarter mark of the season, I like where the offense is at, for the most part. I mean, you obviously got guys batting Billy Hamilton's body weight, but for the most part, this is a pretty resilient bunch. You have to enjoy and love watching teams that makes it feel like they're in the game the entire game. No deficit is too big for them to overcome. And that is kind of what this offense, this confidence, this swagger of the Cincinnati Reds offense possesses right now for this team. And you have to love it as a baseball fan. And you got Winker, you got Castellanos, both of them. Outstanding season so far. Votto looked to be turning things around before the injury. The catching duo of Barnhart and Stevenson batting north of 280 right now. There's a lot to like about this Reds offense. There really is. My concern, and it's not really a big surprise here because the Reds had made a zero effort to retain some pitching going into the season at being the pitching staff. Had they tried to retain a little bit of pitching this season, maybe brought in a couple arms in that bullpen, they could easily be a few games above 500 right now. But instead, they sit with the 29th ranked ERA in the league right now at 5.08. In games the Reds have lost this season, the Reds as a team hold a league worst 7.17 ERA. You're asking a lot of an offense to put up an average of 8 runs a game to avoid losing a game. Period. We'll save the David Bell talk for another video. We'll save the ownership talk for another video because, that's got a lot to play with how this team, the potential this team has, the players this has, the personnel they have, and so forth. But from a pure on-the-field standpoint, I think we're getting what you expected getting this far into the season with the Reds. A team with a very good offense, but there was a lot of holes on the pitching side of things. The Reds elected to downgrade on the bullpen this offseason, as we've already alluded to. And the biggest surprise here, really, if you're talking about the Reds, maybe not the bullpen, you kind of expected it to struggle, but it's Luis Castillo. Castillo struggling mightily right now. If he pitched like the AC's capable of, and then you consider some of the outings that Wade Miley's given this team, the Reds, again, could be in a much better position than they are right now. But hey, again, fact of the matter is, we've been blessed with a fun bunch to watch hit the baseball this year. One that makes you feel like the Reds are in every single game, night in and night out. The offense will claw back, but the problem has always come up. They claw back into these games, they start to get it close again, and bang, the pitching staff gives up more runs, and all of a sudden, there's that deficit again. That hope of coming back just knocks the wind out of you instantly like that. And that's my glaring concern with the Cincinnati Reds right now. The Reds, who, again, they were behind the 8 ball to start this season from a pitching standpoint. But the bats really gave this team hope entering the season, made us feel like they could contend when they started this season out hot. And guess what? They still can. They really can. This is a Reds team that's dealing with a lot of injuries right now. But if they can play some 500 ball up until they get everybody back, and guys like Castillo, guys like Garrett, Sims, these guys can start getting back on track, pitching like their old selves in their fullest potential, that could really bolster up some of these pitching woes for the Reds. Garrett, who, by the way, is now, 7 games in a row now? 0 runs allowed, 2 hits over that time. Seems to be getting back on track himself here, which is a very good sign for this Reds bullpen. Somebody other than Teejay Antone can hold it down for these guys. That's our thoughts, though. I don't think we give up on this Reds team yet, Reds country.